Hey, everybody. How y'all doing tonight? I think I finally got this thing plugged in to work without crashing on me. Been jacking with it the last 3 hours. So can everybody hear me okay? I don't see the chat. Let's switch over. Let's try that. There it is. There it is. Okay. Well, I hope you've all had a good Saturday. I've had a pretty decent one. The sun's been shining all day. It's been cold, but at least the sun's been out after about 4 days of rain. So we are trying EV Mux again tonight. I've been playing all week. Now, as you can see, now I'm on the free version right now. This is probably going to be my last test on the free version. I'm either going to abandon it or I'm going to start paying for it. Hey, Charlotte, how you doing? I guess I need to send somebody some links, don't I? I'm just going to put them out here. Who have I got? Yeah, you're a moderator. Let me find this here real quick. Invite a guest. Here we go. Try that. See if that works. So as I was saying, the one thing that with EV Mux that kind of sucks is they've got watermarks everywhere on the free version. Now I can go back to a dynamic scene and get rid of the watermarks, but it won't let me change backgrounds or won't let me overlay the chat, anything like that. So to make that happen, you've got to go into what they call their pro scenes. And any backgrounds, video you bring in, anything like that's all watermarked. Now my background is not watermarked because it's part of my OBS stream. But I've been playing with it off and on this week. Looks like it's going to do everything I need it to do. If I go monthly, it's going to be like $25 a month. If I go annually, I think that drops down to like 19 something a month. But I may roll the dice on a couple of months. I don't think I'm ready to pull the plug on a yearly contract. Now I've heard they're kind of hard to get out of once you get in them. So anybody want to jump up here, you're more than welcome. Let's see here. I keep forgetting. So gonna let me do that. All right, bear with me. Comments. Here we go. Here we go. There we go. Okay. Everything's laid out backwards from StreamYard. Add the scene. There she is.
Hi.
It actually worked.
It did. Oh my.
How you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Pretty good. I've been screwing with this system for about the last 3 hours.
Oh no. Why?
Uh, I've been having issues with my cameras, and I think I've narrowed it down to these USB cards that I added into my new computer. I think the cards are just, well, I bought cheap cards. I got what I paid for, I think.
Right, right.
So I think tomorrow I'm going to rip them cards out. I got 3 of them.
Yeah.
I'm going to rip them cards out and see if things calm down a little bit. I may have to buy a better card.
it'll work out.
Oh, I'll figure it out eventually. I don't know how much money I'm going to have to throw at the problem.
I understand. I do. Oh
How you doing,
goodness.
Terry? You feeling all right?
Fun.
Yeah, the sun has been shining all day. I mean, it's been chilly. It's been in the 40s, which is pretty chilly for me. But I went out and uncovered plants because I thought they were going to fry. It got
Well,
down to 31 last night.
it's been colder than a well digger's butt in Alaska.
I hear you. Colder than a mother-in-law's kiss.
I'm ready for it to go away now.
I'm
I
I'm
mean,
ready for spring.
look, well, I'm not quite ready for that yet. I'm trying to get my light to work, and I don't know what I'm doing.
Your studio light?
Yeah, I bought a new one, and it's look. Shoot, my computer fell off this little freaking box I've got it on.
Are you having an earthquake over
I
there?
am. It's crazy. I don't know what I'm doing.
Join the club. You came to the right place.
The cord is tangled up, and every time I move it, it moves my computer because it's plugged in. Oh my gosh, this is ridiculous. Okay, hang on. Let's
I
see if
hate
I
to hear that, Terry.
see.
Uh,
Look. Oh, you can't tell.
oh, you got your ring light. Okay,
Yeah, and it's got colors in it. Right now, it's blue and purple. Can you tell?
a little bit.
It won't even stand upright. What the devil?
In fact, I just realized one of my lights is out.
Oh no. Okay, here we
There
go.
we go.
Here we go. Okay, so I gotta try to figure out how to click it and make it a white light again.
It
Because it was,
probably cycles, right?
I don't know.
Didn't it have a button? You just cycle the colors.
It was flashing now. Somebody's gonna have seizure.
Just keep, just keep hitting the button. It should cycle around.
And now, well, it's yellow. Oh, I think it's broke, Grumpus.
No. There's got to be a button to push
Well, there's.
that'll cycle through the colors.
Oh, wait. Shoot, that was white. Come back, white. Good grief. I wonder if I'm supposed to, like, click it when it hits the right color.
Well, I mean,
That's hilarious.
I got the LEDs here, some lights, and it's got all the different cycles and colors and everything, and you have to click it and wait because if you miss it, you got to go all the way around again. You can't back up.
I think that's what just happened. So
Okay,
there we go. There we go. I'm happy with that. Stay
that
there.
that looks good.
Stay there. Stupid light. It's me. Y'all. It's me. Me. I meant me. Oh Lord, have mercy.
So, what you been up to today or this
Not
week?
a whole lot. I'll tell you a funny thing happened this weekend. Well, funny for us. Wesley had to go out of town. I guess it was, I don't even know what day it was. I think it was Thursday. And it just so happens that we have a meeting at the school for Murphy on Monday. So, that was kind of par for the course that he wasn't going to be able to come home for the meeting, blah, blah, blah. So I was a little disappointed about that. So this afternoon, well, it might have been 7 o'clock this evening. I was talking to my daughter on the phone. Well, my Life 360 goes off and tells me Wesley's at work. Well, when it tells me somebody's at work, it tells me they're at Violet's job, not his job,
Okay,
because that's what I've named her location at work. And I was talking. I said, Rachel, this thing's telling me Wesley's at work, but he's in Louisiana. He says, well, she said, check your Life 360 and see where he's at. Open it up.
right.
Yeah, he was right down the stinking road. He got to come home early. So
Come home
I'm like,
early, you still got in trouble.
Oh, no, 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 he didn't get in trouble, no. He just it really surprised me. I was very surprised, happily surprised that he was home. So he doesn't have to go back for another, 2 or 3 weeks. He said it was cold there too. Um, but yeah, that's all that happened interesting this weekend. I just thought that was a turnaround.
Yeah. Well, it's been rainy and cold here, so I haven't
Yeah,
been doing much anything.
I
I know
got
I'm tired of covering plants already.
I bet. I brought mine inside.
We
My dad I picked up my 2, persimmon trees from dad's house while I was there, and, I've had them in the live in here in the kitchen with me since I came home. I let them go out on the porch because my porch has a clear cover over it.
uh-huh.
So I let them go out there to get some sunshine, and I've been putting water in them I've only been home a week, so once a weekish. Um, but for the most part, they're living in here in the kitchen.
Well, I moved quite a bit of stuff in the sunroom,
Did you?
but some of the big pots I'm not going to pick them up.
Oh, good. You
And
probably
in
ought
fact,
not, huh?
in fact, I had to remind an individual that in April when she planted those big pots, I said I wasn't moving them. So so
Well,
we
did
just
you cover them?
I just took some black trash bags and like the
Yeah,
leaf bags,
yeah,
just pulled it over them, just keep any frost off of them.
that ought to do.
We'll see.
Yeah,
But being black bags, as soon as the sun comes out, you need to yank them off. You're gonna cook something.
that's true. What's in there?
The plants?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. Just some crap she brought home from the nursery.
I think here before too much longer. I've been wanting another Meyer lemon tree forever, and I think I'm gonna go ahead and buy it. Maybe 2 of them.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I really like Meyer lemons, and but I kill them every time I buy them.
I don't
And
have room to put any trees.
well, I've got a little bit of room, and I've decided that I'm just going to go ahead and I tried growing the other 2 that I got in pots, and
Hey Quentin.
I'm gonna put them in the ground because that's where trees belong, in the ground.
Right.
So there's that.
Well,
But
any trees I've planted back here, once they get to a decent size where they look good, they're encroaching on everything.
right, right,
And my last 2 bouts with pulling stumps up is just I'm not planting no more trees.
yeah, I
I'll
don't
have
blame
I'll
you.
have to figure out something that'll make it in a pot or something.
Well, these persimmon trees, they don't get very big. I think my dad, he's had his for about 10 years, and it's only now, mind you, he might prune it to stay short too, but it's maybe 8 feet tall. And then Meyer lemons, you can prune those to, stay short as
Oh,
well.
okay.
Yeah. Now my mulberry, I don't know. I don't know if you can prune that or not. I mean, I know you can prune it, but I don't
Yeah.
know if it'll outgrow your pruning or not.
I mean,
So
I had a beautiful bay tree in the
yeah,
back, and my ex brought that home in like a 4-inch pot, little nursery pot, but she
yeah.
planted it in a flower bed, and it was only about 5 feet from the house.
Oh no.
Well, that thing got really, really big, and it was encroaching on the house. I mean, it's starting to lean over because it was underneath the eaves. In fact, it rubbed a lot of the gravel off my shingles on the greenhouse
Oh
because it
no.
reached over that far. I loved having the fresh bay leaves,
Sure.
and it was a nice looking tree. It not too much stuff ate on it, and it was semi evergreen.
Right.
But I finally had to get it out of there because it was just.
Oh, well, that's
And I've
kind of
never been able to find another tree because thinking about getting another one, putting it in a pot.
yeah. Well, it's great for cooking. You
Oh,
know.
I used it all the time. I mean, people would come over, I'd just cut a branch off, just give it to them. Say, here, take these home. It's so
Um,
much better than the dried stuff in the jar.
oh, definitely, definitely. You been cooking it all?
I have not. I
Me
did.
either.
I did some. Well, I take that back. I did do some pork chops. I think it must have been
Yeah.
maybe Tuesday night.
Hey, Quentin.
I tried. I tried something new. I put them. I seasoned them up and then put them in a bag with some Italian dressing
Uh
and
huh.
garlic and rosemary sprig. And I
Ooh,
put them in my vacuum sealer and sucked down and let them marinate under that vacuum for about 2 hours. And it
okay.
really drew it in. It tastes like it'd been in the refrigerator overnight soaking.
That sounds great.
But I made those with some new potatoes, roasted new potatoes and carrots, and
Mhm.
that's all the cooking I've done this week.
I just made Poppy a little bit ago some green beans with some new potatoes in it, and
Look at
I had
Simon.
some the very tail end of that tenderloin I bought a little while back,
Uh huh.
and I took those and defrosted them real quick and just flash fried them in the iron skillet. He enjoyed it, so. But I'm tell you what, I'm getting tired of cooking. When I cook for an army because that's just how I do it. I mean,
Yeah, it's hard to cook for two people.
yeah, and I've got to figure out a way to do quick and easy meals for two or three.
Well, there's not too many meals that I cook that I don't get at least two meals out of it.
Right. Well, and that might be a good idea too, Grumpus.
I mean,
Just
like the
make a
pork
meal
chops, I
and
did I did four pork chops. I knew I only wanted one. She ate
right,
half of hers,
right.
but you know, it seems like I'll cook a week and then the whole next week we're eating leftovers.
All right then. Maybe I should do that.
It's easier than trying to portion it out just for two people. And
Well, and it's easier than trying to think of what the heck to cook every single day of your life, you
hi,
know.
Alex.
Hey, Alex, I haven't seen you in a while. Um, yeah, I'm gonna start doing things a little differently around here. Murphy was well, he's been off school the weekend. That boy hadn't eaten good all week long, and I don't know. I don't understand a 16-year-old boy that doesn't eat the whole kitchen if you let him. My other three boys, I used to spend god awful amounts of money trying to feed them and keep them full. And this one here eats like a bird.
Well, we have our phases.
I suppose.
He might be in love. Who knows?
Oh, he is. She's coming tomorrow. She's coming over tomorrow. She's a beautiful girl. Absolutely stunning. Um, and I understand where he might get a little distracted.
Yeah.
But and she's older than he is. She's a whole grade ahead of him.
Well, that ain't bad.
No, no, it's not bad, but she can drive and he can't.
Yeah.
So make some French bread pizza in the air fryer. Ooh, Simon, that sounds good. Heck yeah.
So is do I've been monkeying with my mixer over here. Do I sound better tonight than I have been, or
I
am I louder?
Oh, yes. Yeah. But then again, I'm not on my phone tonight either. So
Okay. Well,
I
I
think
got in and got to playing with the gain a little bit.
right.
I mean, this microphone I bought is has high rave reviews for the mic, but it's one of those you have to be right on top of.
Oh, okay.
And I keep trying to back off of it and get it out of shot.
Right. Right.
So when I get right on top of it where it sounds good to y'all, it sounds like it's just blasting my brain out of my head.
Um, honestly, let's see.
You know what, Simon? I've got an air fryer that I keep forgetting that I have. I've had that thing 2 years now, and I think I've used it twice. And it's sitting right on my counter. I don't know why I don't use it more often.
Yeah. My kids loved using the air fryer. Um, I don't use it very much because I don't. Well, I would use it for French bread pizza and breakfast burritos. Heck yeah,
How you
I would.
doing, Jason? Good to see you.
But honestly, I didn't know you could use it for that. I got it for my kids to just, cook frozen stuff when I don't feel like cooking.
Well, Vicky won it at her Christmas party a couple of years ago. And I
Okay,
mean, the first thing we cooked, I cooked some chicken in it,
yeah.
and
How
she said, "There's no way it's going to cook." And I had my doubts too, but I didn't tell her. But it came out really good,
did it?
really, really good.
Huh? Oh, fiddlesticks.
So how's EV Mux look on your end?
I think it looks great. It's watermarked, but
Yeah, that's they kind of ticked me off when you put all that. It wasn't. It didn't used to be that way. You had the watermark up in the top corner,
right, right. I don't understand why it's watermarked in the background
but any
because it wasn't.
background that I bring in, any video, excuse me, any video I bring in, everything's watermarked.
Huh?
Now that's on the pro scenes. Now I can go to a dynamic scene.
What does that mean? Oh, oh, okay.
Let me see here.
Well, there's no watermark here except in the.
Right, but it won't let me change the background. It won't let me do anything
Oh,
other than the default, just like StreamYard.
right, right.
So, you can move things around and do all this kind of stuff, just like StreamYard. But what sets it apart is the pro scenes. Now, the pro scenes, let me get back to that one. That's this here. And you can go in here and make your windows the shape that you want. You can do all kinds of things
Huh? But you have to pay for it to do that.
to get rid of the watermarks.
Okay, that's not right.
But I mean, everything seems to work. Everything seems to be. I've been playing with it this week to see if I was going to use it tonight or not, and I figured out how to get the chat on the screen.
Yeah,
We still can't.
respond to
You
chat.
don't see a place to
Mm-mm.
type in on your end, do you? I don't have anything on this end
No,
either.
I
I don't
sure
think.
don't. But now I do have my phone in front of me just in case I need to
Well, I've
respond.
got a. I mean, I've got another. Let's see here. So I've got another window open over here. So that's a share screen, so you can
Oh, okay.
see.
Yeah, yeah.
So I can see the chat and respond over there.
Right. I guess that's how we're going to have to do it if we use this platform.
Well, I mean it'll probably open a lot of stuff up
Yeah. Well, that's true.
once
When
I
you,
pay, but
uh huh.
I don't know that it's going to open up the chat. Now that's the main drawback.
Yeah.
And it's the same way with Restream.
Hmm.
We can't type.
Right.
I mean everybody that's viewing tonight is seeing this. So there's not an issue.
Okay.
The only issue is the guests that come on. Now they can't respond to the chat.
Right. Right. Jason said Grumpus always has the best audio from something.
I appreciate that, Jason.
It's great.
It all right, guys in the chat. Is my volume equal to Charlotte's? Because it's hard to tell through my headphones.
I'll tell you what I'm noticing a little bit, Grumpus. It seems like it wants to crackle a little bit.
Is
And
it crackling?
that might not be the right word I'm looking for, but
Well, it's probably overdriving.
that maybe. Yeah.
So let me back off just a little bit. See if that does better. Does that seem to do any better? Or are we still?
Yes, Yeah, back up just a little more.
because when I go back and look at the replays, I'm clear, but my volume is a lot lower than everybody else's.
Hmm. It's still a little bit crackly,
Well, let me back it off.
just a little.
How about that?
Keep talking. Sing me a
That
song.
should that should have changed. That should have changed something right there.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
is the
Definitely.
volume still where it needs to be?
I think so. Yeah.
Are you saying yes, Simon? I get tired of asking every week, but I keep monkeying with it, and it don't take but moving a couple knobs before I forget where they were.
Hmm. I understand.
All right, thank you, Simon. Is my volume about equal to Charlotte's?
La 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 la.
Well, I mean, you got people viewing; they're going to set their volume
Right.
based on being too loud or too soft.
Terry, I'm not sure which. Did you send it today or yesterday? Because I got the one from yesterday.
He said, "Yeah, he thinks so."
Okay. Today?
So, folks in the chat, how do you like the looks of this compared to Streamyard? Now, don't just ignore the watermarks because I can make those go away with the payment. But do you like the way the chat's popping up? Is it taking too much real estate? Is it clearer than StreamYard? It should be because we're broadcasting at 1080.
Mm-hmm.
So everything should be pretty clear. All righty, Terry. Simon, thank you. Simon, you going to the cook-off this year? I've already got my notification. I need to get my funds in early.
Is that in Houston
Yes.
at the rodeo thing?
Yeah, the cook-off.
Yeah. I was just watching a documentary about that Houston rodeo. It's the oldest rodeo in the country, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of neat.
Well, the cook-off is the week before.
Oh, I see. I see. Um, have you watched Yellowstone?
Yes, I haven't watched the last season yet because we like to just binge watch them back to back to back.
Right, right.
So we've been trying to resist looking at it because I wanted to. This is their last season.
Oh, is it? Well,
Yeah,
aren't they gonna branch off and do different family now or different?
I don't know what's in
I
the
think
works.
they are. I do.
I think Kevin Costner's already got something going.
Does he?
Well, I mean,
Well,
that's from what I understand. That's why he left this show. That's why he left Yellowstone because
I see.
they didn't think it was going to be the hit that it was,
Right,
and he already had other stuff scheduled.
right,
And that's one of them things. He's trying to do both, and the guy with Yellowstone wanted all of his attention.
right.
And
Um, well, I haven't watched any of the seasons, the whole seasons, and I want to go back from the beginning and watch it. Actually, I want to watch the one before Yellowstone, the one 18 something.
yeah, there's two of them before Yellowstone.
Oh, okay, two of them. Well, I want to
Yeah,
watch those.
one of them's in 1800 something. I forget what the other one's called, but it's more in the 1900s.
Is that the one where the girl is on the horse? She's the No, that's the different. That's another one.
Well, there's
The
two.
first family.
There's two. It's almost like generational.
Yeah. Well, the one that
Maybe not even generational. It may be more skipping a generation.
yeah, yeah, I think so.
But
Um,
it all makes sense if you watch all of them.
Yeah, I want to do that. Because I've been seeing clips on YouTube Shorts and Instagram and all of that, and it looks really good.
Oh, you can get into it.
Really good.
I mean, we sat there, and watched the other ones. We'd watch 4 or 5 in a row,
Hmm.
and you get caught up, and
And then you're
be
disappointed.
pouting because we got to wait another week.
Right, right, right. I know myself, and if I got finished binge watching a whole season or finished the whole series, I'd be real disappointed that I had to go back to real life.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah. So, like I said, I don't know. I think I heard somewhere there was like 8 episodes on this last one,
Oh wow, okay.
and as soon as
Well,
they
I'm
get
not
done,
going to spoil it for you, but I know what happens.
don't spoil it for me.
I'm not saying a word, not one word, but it's going to be great.
So,
I'll tell you that
yeah, it
much.
was a good show. It was pretty wholesome, I thought.
Yeah,
I may have
yeah,
few f bombs in it and that kind of stuff,
yeah.
but
When Beth said the
you can't hardly watch anything anymore without that.
when Beth said, "Oh, Daddy,"
Yeah, yeah, yeah. She didn't hold back.
I never laughed so hard in my entire life when I heard that. I was like, "Did she just say that?" But it was perfect, for
Oh
her
yeah,
to say that. I mean, that no other character could say that as well as she did.
yeah.
God, that was a mess. Um, but one of my kids better not come home and tell me that. Oh my goodness.
So
Okay.
we went to Costco today, and I picked up some rib tips.
Ooh,
Picked up some rib tips. I think like 7 pounds or something like that.
yeah.
And I froze them up into 4 meals. So that $20 is going to stretch pretty far.
Heck yeah. How many meals?
I'll get 4 meals out of it.
Okay. Heck yeah, that's a good deal. Um, I I haven't really done a whole lot this week. I spent the whole day Friday fielding phone calls between 3 different schools.
Yeah.
Well, Murphy had a lot of problems last week with his migraines, and he was really only in class half of just about every day last week. And I ended up having to call his doctor, and they sent him in some stuff, but it's been pretty bad since school started back.
So
And
how?
so what I had to do, number one, they're trying to give him unexcused absences because he was not in class. But the thing is, he was in the nurse's office.
Okay.
He only came home once. So I'm like, how are you going to give him an unexcused absence when you know where he is and he's in the nurse's office? That doesn't make any sense to me. So I had to call up there and grumble a little bit. And then I find out that he hasn't even heard from his algebra teacher the whole week. And the new semester started a week ago Friday. So I had to call the high school to get a hold of the algebra teacher and use my phone to text. It was just a whole mess. All day long I battled. But we finally got it squared away after a few choice words. And
How about his other shenanigans? Did that all get cleared up?
well, yeah, he's still doing time for it, but
Outbound, I'm doing great. Thanks for asking.
he's still uh well, and that was part of the problem, Grumpus, is I'm dealing with 3 different schools. I'm dealing with the alternative school is at the middle school. Well, the nurse is at the middle school, but
Okay.
he's enrolled in the high school and the alternative school. So all of his teachers are at the high school. He's at the middle school on the end wing, and I'm trying to communicate between all 3 of these places, different people, different, and that was what the mess was trying to get everybody coordinated. Um But it finally worked out, like I
Oh,
said.
okay.
He gets to go back to the high school on the 21st of February. So there's that.
Outbound, you went through the same thing I went through. Is that recent?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna do this no more. It wasn't no fun.
No, it don't sound like it at all. Hey, Mona, how are you tonight? Oh,
I
that
got
is.
I got a cat trying to climb my leg. Go on. Good to
You
see you,
should
Mona.
you should have seen this dog when Poppy got home this afternoon. He was jumping and acting a fool like nobody had even talked to him in 3 days. And Wesley come in and he started patting the dog before he started talking to anybody else. And and he's loving all over the dog and he said, "Nobody talked to you while I was gone." And I looked at him like, "What? What?
Pet pet me first.
What? You can't even say hello to your wife before you start making over
Uh,
the dog?" Goodness gracious.
Outbound, you did this 6 months ago.
Really?
Yeah, we weren't too far apart because I had my little episode middle of October. Well, how are you doing? That's what I want to know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had my nephew come over
Mhm.
today and his wife and kid. They hadn't been over quite a while. We had a nice visit. Quadruple plus a valve.
Wow, Outbound.
Well, you win.
I hope you're well.
Yeah, I had the vein harvest too. I think that hurt as much as anything.
Really.
I don't know what they do with the vein. Do they tie it off? Do they just pull them two ends together and hope it don't snap or what?
Doing.
I just
I have no idea. No idea.
I was telling me and Vicky was talking today. I said, "Man, I said, these big red cuts and stuff. It's
Yeah.
probably gonna stay like that for a long time." Well, I hope you're feeling better, Outbound.
Feel 20
Oh,
years
I'm
younger.
with you. I'm with you. I told somebody the other day I feel better than I've felt in years.
Good. Very good.
I feel like I could get in some real trouble now.
You better stay in your house.
That's probably where I'll get in trouble.
It might be, but at least you'll be at home. Good
Yeah, Vicky
grief.
was telling me today because I mean, for years I've told her I said, "You go ahead, I'll catch up," you know. And
Mhm.
she said today she's told a couple of people I've heard her say, "Well, he's walking faster than me now."
Okay. One, two, three. This is not right. God. Okay. 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 All right. I got it. I'm sorry. I'm talking myself through this.
That's all right. Terry's telling us he's eating brisket, and
Oh, man.
now I'm hungry. Now I want brisket.
Me too. I'll tell you what. My dad sent us home with half of one of the pork tenderloins that he smoked on his smoker.
Yeah,
I ate on that thing for almost a week when I got back.
yeah.
Oh my goodness. It was really good. And I'm not usually a huge fan of pork tenderloin.
See, I like them sliced really thin, piled high on a sandwich.
Oh yeah. That's what I did with it.
Yep.
Yeah. And I really need to get Poppy a smoker.
Well, I'll tell you what. As soon as I can start pulling his lid open without feeling like I'm going to hurt myself, I'm doing a brisket. If I have to give it away, I'm doing a brisket.
Good.
I haven't fired that thing up in
You
probably
need
five
to
months.
you gotta rig it somehow so that you can lift it easier.
Well, I got counterweights on it. I could hang some more weight on it. Hey
Maybe
Jane, how you doing?
maybe that's a hey Jane Doe. Maybe that's a good idea.
I when I bought the pit, I
Hmm.
the counterweights are an option.
Right.
So I purposely ordered the counterweight because the way it's made, I thought, okay, if I get to the point I'm too old and I can't get those doors open, I can
Right.
add more weight. I can add more weight to the counterweights.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. Well,
Well, looky here, planning
talk
on a
about
hike.
planning. Are you
You
kidding
know,
me?
I was thinking today, or not today, this week.
Yeah.
I may try to do the uh, MS 150
What is that?
again in 16 months. It's they take a it's for MS, raise money for MS, and we ride our bikes from Houston to Austin. It's a 2 day trip,
You better start training now.
and well, it's usually in April,
Uh
so
huh.
I won't make this year. But I was thinking, there's no reason I couldn't do it next year.
Okay then.
So I've been thinking about that.
Well, you go, Mister. That's
I mean, it's not easy, but
no,
it's
no.
it's something to brag about.
Yes, it is. Just like my brother, the year he turned 50, he did an Ironman competition.
Yeah.
He finished it. He
Well,
didn't
I've
win
done.
it. He finished it.
I have made the Austin trip 4 times.
Oh wow.
The last time I did it, I think. Let's see. Let me back up. It was. I think I was 53. The last one that I did. So I
Well,
think that'd
let's
be
see.
kind of cool to do it at 72.
I think it would too, Grumpus. And if that's something you want to do, just make sure you're ready for it. You
Well, I
know,
would like to do it just because I can't think of anybody that wouldn't tell me not to.
I'm not telling you not to. I just want you to be ready for it. I would never say don't do it because, there's a lot of senior citizens out there that do and do and do for years and years. Shoot, what was that old guy's name? Jack LaLanne. Remember
Jack
him?
LaLanne, yeah.
He, I don't know how old he was, when the end came for him, but he was always doing cool stuff.
He stayed pretty active.
Yes, he did. Shoot, when I was in Georgia last week, I walked out the front door, caught Dad up in a tree. So I hollered, you know, Dad reminds me a lot of you, Grumpus, and I
Well,
didn't
I
want
was
to.
getting ready to say, I know where you're going with this because I get it. I get it
Well,
here at home. What?
I didn't scold him because I didn't want to embarrass him or make him mad. So I just hollered, "What are you doing, Dad?" And it was so funny because instead of saying, "Hey, come here and help me,"
Uh huh.
he hollers for Wesley, not me,
Yeah.
Wesley. He says, "Hey, Wesley, come here a minute. Hold this chainsaw for me." He was in the tree with a chainsaw.
Well, that probably needed to be done.
That's what he said.
I told the nurse in the hospital. She was, they were trying to figure out how I was making out at home and do I use a cane and a walker and everything like that. And I finally told them, I chuckled. I said, I was on a ladder 2 days before this happened. She said, well, what was you doing on a ladder? And I said, well, the projects don't get done by themselves.
Right. And Dad just had Hurricane Helene go through his property, and I'm
Okay,
telling
well, he
you
got
what,
lots to clean up.
yeah, a lot. Oh, Grumpus, it was so heartbreaking to see the damage that was done. I mean, and in my favorite part too, the part that looked like a state park,
Yeah, yeah.
a tornado went through there and probably ripped up 12 to 1500-year-old oak trees.
That's a
Just
shame.
they're on their side with the root balls in the air.
Yeah, that's a shame.
It was just heartbreaking to see it. But that being said, the rest of the property was fine.
Yeah. I mean,
And
you can harvest the lumber. You can either burn it or smoke with
that's
it or
true.
sell it or something like that. It's that big root ball that you got to deal with.
Yeah. Yeah. So he's working on that a little bit at a time, you know. He's got a good 24-inch chainsaw. I
Yeah.
just worry he don't need to be doing all that by himself. Of
Well,
course,
I understand that. The last few years, I've made a conscious effort to make sure that somebody else is home.
right,
If I know I'm going to get up on a ladder or on the roof or something like that,
right,
and I almost always make sure my phone is in my pocket
right.
in
Okay.
case I fall down or
Yeah,
stab myself or do something where all I need to do is call somebody, come let them know where the
right,
body's at.
exactly. So yeah, Wesley helped him get out of the tree and um not really helped him. He all he did was hold on to the ladder so he had a folding ladder propped up against this tree.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why? Why?
Well, he
But
couldn't reach it if he opened it up.
well, no kidding. He's
See,
only
he knew what he was
he's
doing.
only 5'7". He can't reach the kitchen cabinets. You know?
Well, I showed showed that nurse a picture on my phone of me
Yeah.
stretched across that new cover that I built. I was up on the roof, reaching out there as far as I could. She said, "What in the world are you doing up there?" I said, "I had one more screw."
One more screw.
She said,
Well,
"You don't have anybody to do that kind of stuff for you?" And I said, "If I did, they'd have been doing it."
and that's the thing. I told Dad, I said, you need to hire some folks to come out here and do this stuff for you.
I
"Oh,
ain't.
I'm not spending my money doing that. I can do it myself." I'm like,
That's it. I ain't paying nobody to do something I'm fully capable of doing.
that's what he said. I told you he reminds me a lot of you.
Well,
Or
it's what's going to keep us active and keep us from
well,
going to seed.
that's true.
Can't
That's
sit
true.
around in a rocking chair with a shawl on my lap.
I guess not. Of course, I'm sitting here rocking back and forth trying to make this thing. Now, look, I bought some yarn to make baby blankets with before the new grandbaby came. And all of the yarn that I bought that was girly yarn, I have at my disposal now. And there was this one particular blanket that I wanted to make for a baby girl. Of course, we didn't have one, so I didn't make it.
Oh,
So that is the blanket that I'm trying to make.
wow, that looks nice.
Thank you. It's a really pretty pattern. I can't wait to finish it. I've got 14 more rows to get done. And the colors go from this white to pink to darker pink. And then it ends up, there's, shoot, you're not going to be able to see the colors. But it gets darker red
Okay,
all the way to this dark blood red.
okay.
And now, of course, the bigger the blanket gets, the shorter the rows get, the colors, because I don't have enough.
Yeah, okay.
So by the end, there will be about 2 rows of this, and then it'll be done. So, but I'm still very excited to get it done and to see what it's going to look like because this was the one I really wanted to make. But didn't happen that way. In fact, I was telling my daughter, I sent her a picture of it today, and she goes, "Who's that for?" I said, "I don't know yet." And I said, in fact, no, I said, "It's for the next granddaughter in the family." And she said, "Well, who is that?" I said, "Well, I don't know."
Yeah, get busy.
why don't you have one? You know, she don't have any. And I said, and if we don't get any more granddaughters, I'll entrust it to you to hand off to the first great granddaughter.
There you go.
But I'm not giving this away. I'm not selling it. I'm not doing it. I'm just gonna keep it. Because this pattern for some reason is kind of special to me. Now I'll make another one, give it away.
So how long will it take you to make that?
Oh, I've been working on this. This is the third day, and I'll be done with it by. If I work all day tomorrow, I might be done with it tomorrow night, but I will probably be finished with it on Monday.
Okay.
Probably, depending on what happens. I mean, if something happens and I have to go shopping or run off with Wesley to, all day for something, then,
Yeah, yeah.
you know. But if I work on it nonstop, it'll be done by Monday. Of course, now today I had to take a long break because my shoulder was killing me. So I took some Motrin and got up and moved around and did some laundry and, just other things besides sitting here. And I tilt my head when I crochet. I don't know why I do it. It's just one of them things. And I think that's what hurts my shoulder and my neck.
Could be.
So I just had to be in a different. So anyhow, it quit hurting. So I figured I'd pick it back up.
So what do you think about these fires out in California?
I think it's a stinking shame.
I do too.
And it's really heartbreaking. I know I watched a video yesterday, somebody talking about how basically the gist of it was, what are those people worried about? They're rich, they can just rebuild their house. And I'm like, that ain't really the point.
No, that's not really true.
And not everybody out there suffering is rich.
That's
And, and even if they are, can you imagine all of the things that might have been lost to them?
I was telling my boss, I said, there's a lot of money out there, a lot of old money, a lot of entitled people used to being behind their gated communities and all this stuff
Right,
like that. I said, every one of them's going to think they should be first in line. And
yeah,
there's only so much lumber can be brought in that state. There's only so many people can build them houses.
that's right.
So they're gonna be eating each other up to
Right,
try to not have to wait to get their stuff first. So I mean, a lot of them's probably got multiple houses. They'll just go live somewhere else.
right,
But like you said, a lot of them are just like me and you. They're doing a subdivision somewheres, and
right.
we don't even know if they have insurance.
No kidding. Or I don't know. To me, it's just a crying shame. And fires would run me out of California if the taxes didn't run me out first.
Yeah.
The fires would be next. Well, I don't know, between fires and earthquakes.
Well, I think it's going to get more and more entertaining. That whole state here
Well,
here coming up because everybody's in shock right now.
yeah, but
They're in
they're
a
also
they're in a
starting to blame.
grieving
Yeah,
process,
yeah.
and that all of that grief is going to turn into pure pissed
Bad
off,
ass fire. Mm-hmm.
and it's going to be fun to watch from
It
Texas.
probably will, because I'm telling you what, I've already seen some people ragging on Mr. Newsom.
Oh
I,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
I forget what he didn't do. Had something to do. Oh, he cut the mayor, not Mr. Newsom, but the
yeah. The
mayor
mayor cut the budget.
of LA cut the budget for the fire department,
Yeah,
and the fire chief over there is one of those DEI people, diversity and inclusion people,
yeah, yeah. So is the
and
mayor.
all the money's been spent towards programs for that, but not. Why wasn't there water at the fire hydrants?
Now, see, that would just I'd
That
be
would
looking for
infuriate
somebody.
me.
I would
Yeah.
be looking for somebody if if a fire truck pulled up in front of my house, there wasn't no water in the.
I mean, that's something to I might would own a little town called Los Angeles
Yeah.
by the time that was over.
When I there's a YouTuber that I watch
Yeah.
that lost his house.
Oh no.
He put a video out today and was showing. He said, well, here's my neighbor's house, and it was just leveled. And he said, here's mine. It looked just as bad,
Oh
and
no.
there wasn't anything in there worth saving. They weren't going to let the cops weren't going to let anybody up in that area,
Yeah.
but he had moved his studio here recently, so he said he had to go find his keys to his studio, his office, so he'd have a place to stay.
Oh, and they let him
And
up
they
there.
let him in so he could try to find his keys.
Oh my.
But he's got, I mean, it's I hate to see anybody lose anything, but he's got a couple million subscribers.
Yeah.
So, people like that, if they could get their subscriber to send $1,
Oh
it'd
yeah.
help get them on their feet again.
Sure.
And then there's a couple others that I watch. I haven't heard from them to see how they've done. They live out in the same area.
Uh-huh.
So, it's pretty bad. I hate to see it, but it's bringing everybody down to the same level.
That it is. That it is.
And
I heard James Wood, that actor,
oh
you know,
yeah, yeah,
call Newsom a blithering idiot the other day.
they all have.
I'm like, wow.
I watched the gal. I forget her name. She's an actor, director, and everything like that. And
Uh-huh.
she said, well, we've put these people in office. We have voted. We've done this. And she said we need to stop worrying about what letters after their name.
Isn't that the
She
truth?
said, you need a plumber. You don't look see if there's a D or an R after their name.
Right?
So you need your
Right?
car worked on. You want a mechanic that can do the job. You don't worry about if it's a D or
That's
an R after him. But all these politicians that are running for office, we've got a bunch of morons that can't do the job, but we put them in there, and it's our own fault.
well, welcome to the rest of the country, California.
Yeah, yeah.
You know?
That's a big piece of humble pie.
Right?
I mean, I hate to see it for anybody, but
I get it.
a lot of the attitudes out there, a lot of the stuff that's going on is because of the elite.
Elite.
And
Exactly.
now the elite are in the same soup line as the guy living under the bridge
That's right.
because
Or
they
in
all
that
got one
church.
thing in common. They're all homeless.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think it's going to be a lot of very entertaining to watch.
We'll see, won't we? When do you expect that to pop off?
Oh, it won't be long. Hey,
Are
Josh.
we?
Josh, babe. How you guys doing? I know you're out in California.
Yeah, we said California. He said, did somebody say California?
California. I don't know what they're calling it now.
Crispy. Too soon? Oops.
Well, I
Um,
know you're here, but who's here? Josh or babe or both?
or both. Um,
Yeah, aren't you guys farther north, Josh?
um,
Yeah, I
there's your
got you, Tyler.
tour.
That's my old neighbor.
That's your old neighbor. I thought
Yeah.
so.
We're calling it Communism, California.
Oh my. Oh goodness. Well,
Josh, where are you at in relation to all the problems? Northern California. Okay.
good.
Okay. Oh, he's almost to Oregon. Okay. Have you heard from? I'm talking to Josh here. Have you heard anything about CJ or Ballistic Barbecue or even what is it, Greenhorn Barbecue and Beer? Because all those cats are out there, but I don't know what part of the state they live in.
Mm.
I know there's a couple of other YouTubers that I watch that I haven't heard from,
Huh.
and I'm hoping they're okay.
Yeah. I guess time will tell.
Yeah, a lot of good people. You know, Redding, California, very close to Oregon. Burnham. Yeah, okay. Oh wow. So you're real familiar with the area.
Oh wow.
Well, that's good to hear. That's good to hear. I was wondering about CJ and Ballistic and Greenhorn. I mean, all those guys I watch. I follow their channels.
Mm-hmm.
But where I'm at, when they mention the county they're in and stuff like that, it really doesn't register with me because I'm not that familiar with it.
Right. I'm not familiar either. I know where San Diego is,
Yeah.
only because I have a friend who lives there. Um, I've never been myself.
Well, the one YouTuber I was telling you about, he's got another YouTuber that they do podcasts together and different things like that. So I haven't
Mhm.
heard from the other one. So they must live close for them to do that because they're always at each other's house.
Oh, I see. I see.
So it's got to be pretty close.
Right. It sure is terrifying, though, to watch all those flames
Yeah,
so close to the homes and people outside just trying to save their house. And it's really sad.
just think. I mean, they're talking about, and I've seen pictures. Nothing left but just the fireplaces.
Mm.
And I was telling Vicky, I said, how many safes you reckon are laying around in all that rubble?
Josh and Babe want to know what I'm working on. It's a baby blanket. Let's see. I'll start on this end and take it across this way. And when it's done, it's going to have some red on it too. Right now, it's just pink and white. And I don't have baby one to give it to.
Well,
Um,
you might have to put that across your lap. Get you a rocking chair.
oh no. If I was going to, no. Pink would not be the color I would choose. Um, I like more earthy. You're gonna need like 14 of those connected together. This one is quite small. Quite small.
Yeah, Josh is a pretty tall dude.
Yeah. Is he tall like Simon? Simon's tall too, isn't he?
I don't think Simon's that. I don't know.
I think Simon's a big guy.
He's big, but I don't know how tall he is.
Oh, okay.
Better jump in there, Simon, before we say the wrong thing.
We might say the wrong stuff now. Come on. Well, he told me he was a big guy.
Yeah,
He
but
told me.
he's in a chair, so I don't know. I've never seen him stand
Oh,
up.
okay. Okay. I didn't realize that.
Yeah,
Silly me. I'm sorry. Josh is Kent's size. I don't know who Kent
I heard
is.
I heard he was a little bit smaller.
You better quit. You better quit. You don't poke no bears, Grumpus. I heard that.
See, I knew he'd come back real quick.
I heard that poke. Oh my. Said 6'5". Oh my goodness. And I'm taller than Kent.
Kent
Oh,
Kent is oh shoot, I'm drawing a blank. Daddy Dutch.
oh, okay,
That's
okay,
Kent.
okay. Um, that boy Violet was seeing
Hmm.
recently. He was 6'4", and she's not
Wow.
even 5'1".
Wow.
And they look like Mutt and Jeff. It was ridiculous. And I told her, I said, you need a different boyfriend. Well, now she's got her this friend. I wouldn't call him a boyfriend, but I don't know if I like him. I don't think I like him.
The last thing you can do is say something or
I know,
kiss of
right?
death.
It is. It truly is. That would be a really dumb thing for me to do, is say something. But, they're going to do what they're going to do. Um, did I tell you that she's decided to go to the University of Southern Alabama?
Oh,
South.
really? Well, where's she going now?
She's going to the community college
Okay.
up the street.
So why
And
Alabama?
because they've got the program that she wants to, the major that she wants.
Okay, well that's good. Well, it's not
Mhm.
that far away, is it?
It's not too far. It's just far enough that I can turn her room into a yarn room. Uh, and then I can just hide everything under the bed and give her her room back when she comes home for Christmas and stuff. But yeah, she's been struggling a little bit in college here recently just because, Grumpus, that poor kid hurts every day,
Yeah.
just like her daddy, but she's not used to it yet. She's so this last semester was really hard on her. Um, Getting that diagnosis and dealing with a chronic illness,
Right.
just I don't know. She's too young to kind of absorb it all the way she needs to. And so she wanted to back off big time this semester and only take one class. And I said, no, we're not going to do that. You're either going to go to college or you're not.
Right. Right.
And dropping out ain't an option for you. So you're going to college. I said, I'll accept for you to slow down a little bit because she's supposed to be graduating, I believe, in August. Because the degree that she wants requires a few extra credits, and she can get them cheaper here than she can get them at the university. So I said, why don't you go ahead and just take all the prerequisites that you need to transfer to the university, spend another year at home, and then transfer all your credits.
Yeah.
So that's what she's planned to do. So it's going to be another year before she leaves. Damn it.
Even you were that close.
I know. And I really don't want her gone. I mean, I don't want her to be too far. But an hour away is good
I mean, that's a big adjustment for both of you.
for both of us, yeah. Grumpus, when will you finally explain what camera you're using and what microphone
I'm
and
fixing
what
to.
green screen and
I'm,
all your secrets?
I'm fixing to let him know what the camera is. I need to look up the number.
Is that the Elgato or the
No, no, this is my
Sony
Sony.
ZV-1 or 2 or 112?
All right.
When I get my computer, that's the next thing I'm buying is that Sony.
Okay, Josh, this is the Sony ZV-E10 with a I forget what lens I put on it. This is the Sigma 16 millimeter,
What
and then
does
the mic is a Rode NT1.
is it wireless or do you have it all plugged up?
No, it's plugged in.
Okay.
It's plugged in. In fact, let me
Um,
see. I don't know if I can show him or not. Let's see.
what does that 16 millimeter lens do that the regular lens doesn't?
It's the depth of field, how much you put on the screen. You get into higher numbers. It's zooming in farther.
Okay.
So if I was to go like a 50 millimeter, it'd pull a lot more in to the picture. Like if you was taking family photos and group shots and stuff like that, it would pull them all in.
Okay.
Where this one here, I'm only maybe 18 inches from the lens.
Oh, good Lord, I'm a foot away from mine. Uh,
So, and I'm
well,
not zoomed in very
I'm
much,
more
just
than a
enough.
foot away. I'm 2 feet away from my computer, but I'm using my webcam tonight. I didn't feel like getting all the rest of that junk out. I know my phone does a better picture than my webcam does.
Well, I mean these Elgato's that I got, the face cams are good cameras,
Yeah.
but I am just having a heck of a time getting them to work. And I was thinking it was the cameras not wanting to play nice together, but like I said earlier, I think it might be the USB cards that I put in the computer. Because I had three cameras and I put in three cards, so every one of them would have their own channel, and but they're all identical cards. So you know that I probably got some cheap junk and it's not working.
Maybe. Wait a minute. Oh, good. Here, I thought I had cut off my nose to spite my face with this yarn. I'm playing yarn chicken. Do you know what that is?
Uh
So let's pretend that I have this much yarn left,
uh
but I need to crochet the rest of this row all the way up here and then down to the middle.
You think that's going to work?
No, it's not going to work. And that's why I was tickled that I had this little ball here. But that's called yarn chicken.
Okay. And Josh, as far as the green screen, you get any green screen you want. The whole key is lighting. Because you've got to light that screen up. The brighter you can get the screen, the crisper you'll get your background.
Uh,
Because you're telling your camera to ignore the green. And if it can't see the green, it can't ignore it. So you just flood it with as much light as you can get on it possible. Does that make sense, Charlotte?
it does now that you say it that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people struggle with like around the edges, it blurs and stuff like
Mhm.
that. Whether you don't have enough light on the
Yeah,
screen for the computer and the camera to cut that out.
I'll be. And that's why you see the whatever's behind them sometimes.
It gets kind of blurry and moving. Yeah, because
Yeah.
I mean I've got
Huh.
one, two, three, four, five. I got six lights shining on my green screen,
Oh, wow.
and only one on me. I've got one light over my head to shine down and put a little bit of a definition between my outer what do you want to call it, border,
Mm-hmm.
to separate it from the green screen.
Mm-hmm.
And then as far as my background, I just go online and on YouTube and find something to play.
I'm really kind of missing the mushrooms.
Did you like the mushrooms?
I really
I, I
did.
thought you might be getting tired of those.
No, I really liked them, and I like those smoke, the different colored smoke bombs or
Oh,
whatever.
okay, okay.
Those were really nice. I like
Thanks
that
for
they move slow.
thanks for us. I
I see,
appreciate it.
I see that you're, and I see the yellow chairs, and I see that ice chest freezer. Oh, I do have fudge sickles in there. How did you know? Oh my goodness. Look, I got mostly this is full of frozen vegetables, uh quick things for my kids to cook like chicken patties for a sandwich or whatever they can throw in the air fryer for quick meals on the go. And of course my fudge sickles and popsicles. But I do have fudge sickles in there. I can't believe you knew that. That was a darn lucky guess, wasn't it?
Well, it wouldn't be right to have a freezer without some fudgesicles in it.
I agree 1,000%. In
Problem
fact,
is, around here, I keep putting fudgesicles in the freezer, but when I want one, they're all gone.
yeah, that would be a problem for me too. Might have to call somebody at work and say, don't come home without some fudge
You got
sickles.
some splaining to do.
You darn Skippy. Um, yeah, that would be a problem for me. I don't understand how this happened, but okay, so I had to tear this row out earlier. Poppy, God love him, he sat here for 30 minutes trying to get the knot out
Oh no.
so that I could unravel the whole thing. And because I made a mistake on the previous row and I had to fix it, and that's what I'm doing right now is fixing the mistake. But yeah, that was a mess.
I
That
would
was
not have the patience for that.
He has a lot more patience than I do because I was about to take the scissors to it. And he goes, "No, no, no, I'll get it." But yeah, it's been a fiasco on this row today. I've been working on this probably since 3 o'clock. Same 2 rows.
Now, years ago, me and my ex, we had a parrot,
Really?
and that parrot loved undoing knots. You'd put
No
toys, you'd put toys in his cage, hanging there. All he wanted to do is work on the knots, and everything would be on the bottom of the cage. I would get, I would get the leather bootlaces
Yeah,
and just tighten those knots as tight as I could get them. Maybe run 4 or 5 down that whole length, and hang it in
right.
his cage. And he'd grab that thing. He'd be working on that knot for hours,
Huh.
just working on it, working on it. He'd get every one of them loose.
If there's chicken tendies, I don't think there's chicken tendies in there. I think they're in the freezer. I've got 3 freezers in this house. And I have one in my laundry room back there. See that curtain right there?
Yep.
Well, back there's my laundry room, and there's a freezer in there. And that's where the chicken tendies are.
Thank you,
Um,
Russ.
because I didn't have enough room in this one. My son really likes pierogies. Can you believe that?
Oh yeah.
He does. I buy the little miniature ones that are frozen at the Walmart, and that boy will go through a bag of them in a couple of days. He loves them, just loves them. And that's all he'll eat till they're gone. And then once they're gone, he'll start eating something else.
I'll be darned.
Yeah.
Now those made out of potato dough, right?
Uh huh.
I
And
thought
there's
they were.
potato and cheese or potato and onions, depending on what you get.
Yeah.
Oh shoot, here we go.
Well,
Had
I've
a
got a deep. I've got my refrigerator in the garage, but I'll also have a deep freeze in the garage.
right.
And we had a drill press burn up at the shop, and we
Uh-huh.
needed a drill press in a hurry, and they were like back ordered for 6 months. So we come over, and I got my drill press out of my garage because it was like new, and took
Right.
it into work, and just ordered me another one to come in a few months. Well, when we got ready to get that drill press out of the garage, it had a bunch of stuff on it, clamps and vices and all kinds. I took all that stuff off. I set it on top of my deep freeze, and then the next thing come along. It got set on top of the deep freeze. So,
Oh.
so now it's buried under about a foot and a half worth of crap.
Oh
I have
no.
I haven't looked in that deep freeze in over a year.
Well, you know, that's
I'm
what
sure
happened
there's good stuff
here.
in there.
Um, I pile stuff up there all the time.
Yeah.
And then I have to move it, to get into it.
Well, you're gonna
It's
move it later, right?
Well,
That's
yeah,
what that's what I tell myself. I set stuff down, I'll move it later.
yeah. And then I never do. And then I get mad because it's like hiring a bunch of movers to come in here and
Oh yeah.
move the stuff off of it.
I mean, I know I got 4 prime briskets in there.
Ooh,
God only knows how many slabs of ribs and
it might be time to investigate.
uh, what else? I'm sure there's a couple of chickens. I know there's some Cornish hens in there.
Yeah.
Probably a few frozen pizzas.
You might want to throw them out.
Well, they should be all right.
You
They're
think?
frozen. If they're frozen, they've never thawed out.
Yeah, they might be all right. See, frozen pizzas wouldn't last that long in my house.
Well, I can't get in the
Of
freezer.
course,
That's the only
you
reason it
go
lasted
in
as long as
there,
they did.
yeah, yeah. Jesus.
But I'll get those and then pile my own toppings on top of it.
Well, I want to know how you make your Cornish hens. What do you do with them?
I generally just butter them up with some herbs and stuff like that, and just roast them up like a chicken.
Okay.
I'll put them on a cookie sheet or something like that. And
Mm-hmm.
I haven't done one out on the grill or
No.
the smoker. I haven't tried that.
Well, that should be your next project.
But
You need to make a video on Cornish hens on the Lone Star
I
grill.
need to make a video on something,
Well, I can't wait.
anything.
Yeah. I've got a couple in the can here. Got one of my dad's place, and I did get a video of Cupcake the stray pig. And
Josh, I don't know anything about TikTok.
I don't either.
People's told me I need to get on TikTok, but I don't think anybody wants to see me twerking. So,
It's more than just twerking.
is it? See, I don't know.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, it is.
Now, see, Charlotte, on this, I told you we got, what are they calling it? The pro scenes. So I can come on this scene here, and I can move things around if I want.
Mm-hmm.
Where you can't do that in the other one.
Oh,
So you can rearrange stuff. You can add more people easy. Make it your own.
right.
Where you can't do that on StreamYard or anything like
No.
that. Now where that would come in handy is if you wanted to have borders, some overlays, some fancy frames and stuff like that. It's nothing that's going to increase your your viewability or anything like that, but
Hmm.
it adds some variety to things.
Right. Well, that's above my head for the time being.
Well, I was kind of getting bored with StreamYard, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I mean, I
Well,
don't mind joining somebody else's, but it really, I didn't find it was that much fun to host on
right.
StreamYard.
I get that.
It's pretty
I get
vanilla. I mean, your stream look. I mean, when I did it, my stream looked just like everybody else's.
right. Right. I see what you're saying. Three.
Oh gosh, I hope you're feeling better, Quentin.
Oh no. Oh, crapola.
Got the crud.
Oh, Quint, that's awful. I'm so sorry to hear that. Gosh,
COVID and pneumonia.
it's a double whammy. Shoot, that's not what I wanted to do. Don't pay no attention to me. Me and this blanket's having a conversation. Not three. Maybe it's not the blanket. Maybe I'm having the conversation with myself. Look, I had the creepiest dream the other night. It was the night that Poppy left to go out of town. And he kept telling me, make sure the doors are locked. Make sure the doors are locked. I went around this house probably 12 times making sure the doors were locked. So I went to bed and I went to sleep. And it was about 2 hours later. I was dreaming that I could feel somebody in the bed with me. I was kind of awake in the dream.
Okay.
And I'm like, now who the hell is that? I know nobody's supposed to be here. And I opened my eyes and screamed obscenities. And this individual, I don't know who it was, gets out of my bed and hides down, crouches down at the bottom of my bed like I'm about to kill him. Well, I was about to kill him.
Yeah.
And I looked at my bedroom door and it was black because somebody turned off the hall light and shut the door. Well, I don't sleep like that. I always sleep with my hall light on. Even if my door's shut, I can still see light around my
Yeah.
door.
Yeah.
I thought he did that on purpose, and I was about to kill him, right? Because that was nefarious to shut my light off like that. To me, that's just nefarious, and you're out for no good, and I'm gonna kill you. Okay, okay. So it was the craziest thing. I opened my eyes, and the first thing I did was look at my door. And it was wide open and I could see into the hallway. And I'm like, okay, just a dream. That's great. But let me tell you what, that was the realest dream I've had in a very long time. And it scared the daylights out of me so bad that I called Poppy in the middle of the night and
What?
I said, you ain't gonna believe this, but I just had the weirdest dream.
Well, what'd you have to eat before you went to bed?
I don't know. I really don't know. Well, it was soup. It was vegetable soup. I won't be
What?
eating that again. But I don't know what I ate. I don't know what he had that crap on my brain harassing me to keep checking the doors.
Yeah.
That's what it was. And because I'm not usually one of those, I don't get scared here by myself. Um, and in fact, even when he's here, if I hear a booger outside, I'll be opening the door going, "Who's there?" I'm
Yeah.
don't bother me none. You got something to tell me, but you won't say it in chat. I'm scared now. I'm scared now, Terry. Don't be freaking me out like that. Not after the story I just told.
I keep forgetting I got a chat here to show.
You do?
Well, I keep forgetting to click to put them
Oh.
on the screen.
Yeah. Has to do with sleeping. Now I'm getting really scared.
Maybe y'all had the same dream,
Maybe. That's kind of
same
creepy.
nightmare.
Well, you know what's crazy is whoever it was, whatever it was, wasn't. I don't. It didn't feel completely human. So it was a monster dream because he was it almost alienish, but it could just be me and my craziness. Who knows?
Oh, you heard that alarm just go off.
Yeah, I did. What was that?
That was Evie Mux letting
Yeah.
me know we got 30 more minutes.
How many?
30.
Oh, okay. Oh, this is the one that cuts you off after 2 hours, isn't
This is the
it?
one that has a 2 hour limit on the free
Yeah,
version.
that's right. How many hours do you get on the paid version?
Uh,
Do you know if it's unlimited
I'll
or
have to check. I don't recall seeing a limit.
I'll look. Let's see. Shoot. Oh well, you got a computer right there in front of
I'll
you.
do it right here.
Yeah. I will say, since cutting out alcohol and my sickness, I went from a barbecue medium to just a XL shirt. Well, quit. Congratulations. I mean, I hate that it had to happen that way. Honest.
Well, it says unlimited streams on the basic plan.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Doesn't say any
That was
about.
from Josh. I'm sorry. I'm
It,
sorry, quit. Oh, oh goodness. Um, okay.
okay, so the basic is if you buy it annually, it's $19 a month. If you go
Okay.
just month by month, it's $25. Well, I may throw $50 at it and go for a couple of months and see how it works out for us.
Right. Yeah, that sounds all right. Or,
I'll gamble the $50. I'm not going to jump into an annual payment and then try to get money back if I cancel. There we go. I'll pay. You might be right, Quentin. You might be onto something.
oh, what do you want nodded, Josh or Babe or both? I don't. I don't. Lord have mercy.
Well, I appreciate that, Josh. That'd go right back in the channel. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for that. Grumpus gonna get rich on YouTube.
Yeah, I don't spend all that YouTube money in one
I'm
place.
looking forward to it now. Don't forget, don't forget who your friends were back when you were nobody.
Yeah,
Okay?
I'm still nobody. I came in nobody and I'll leave nobody.
You and me both. You and me both. But I'm okay with it. That's the difference
Oh yeah.
in us and most folks,
I mean, even nobody's somebody.
And that's right. It- oh man. According to Uncle Steve, barbecue. Okay, okay.
Barbecue medium. I like that.
That's really funny. That's funny.
We had a guy on one of my other, well, Quentin knows,
Yeah.
on Dash's Live. A few months back, one of the guys that usually jumps up on panel, he'd bought a shirt or two from his online store.
Right.
I don't know what he ordered, but he said it came in too small,
Right.
and that was kind of a running joke for several weeks about he ordered child shirt and all this
Right.
stuff like that. And and it kind of died out.
Yeah.
Well, a couple of weeks ago, this same individual, he was saying that he has a Tesla, but he'd traded it in for another car,
Yeah.
and he wouldn't tell anybody what it was because he ordered it and he wanted to surprise them.
Okay.
And I asked him if he ordered the car a size bigger.
That's great. That's great.
Well, Quentin, buddy, I sure appreciate that. Don't leave this to your kids.
Don't leave it to your kids.
No, no, I'm, I'm not leaving nothing. My last check's going to bounce, and I hope it's a big one.
My last check's probably gonna go to that university.
Well, thank you, Quentin. I really appreciate it.
Oh my.
So I haven't been back to find out what kind of vehicle he got,
Oh, I'm
but they
curious
but
now.
they cracked up on the size of the car.
Yeah. Quint, you're a trooper, buddy.
Yeah, I hope you get to
Um,
feeling better.
I do too. I do too. Quick. Pneumonia takes such a long time to recover from.
Last time I caught pneumonia, I was in the hospital 5 days.
Yeah. Uh, I've never had pneumonia, but when my daughter Violet caught it when she was 11, and I ended up having to. It was over the Christmas holiday, and I think she missed almost a month of school. And then even after she went back, I had to go get a doctor's note from her doctor asking them not to make her participate in PE because she could not run and play without getting super winded and not able to breathe right.
Yeah,
So it took her another 6 weeks or so to recover from that. I didn't realize it took that long to recover.
I didn't either. I mean, I was sick for about a week.
Yeah.
Vicky kept fussing at me to go to the doctor, and I said, "No, I'll get over it.
Well, we know how
I'll
that worked out.
sweat it out, and all that kind of stuff." And finally, I think it was one Sunday, I come out and told her, I said, "You know what? Maybe I need to go to the emergency room because I was about to die." Like I said, they kept me there 5 days,
Wow. Yeah, you were sick.
and it took about a month to get over it.
Mm. Well, in hers, it started off as just an upper respiratory infection. And we had gone over to Pensacola to see my son. And we were having such a great time. We were in a hotel. We went to dinner with my son. Next morning, we got up and went to the zoo, and she's burning up with a fever.
Mm,
So she wanted to stay at the zoo. So I found her some Motrin and got the fever down so she could enjoy the zoo. She was about, 11.
yeah.
And so we get back, and I take her to the doctor. They give her medication. Come to find out, she's allergic to the medication. Breaks
Oh
out in
no.
hives from head to toe.
Oh no.
And so they had to change her medication. It was just a whole mess. Just a whole mess.
I mean, I couldn't. I had coughed so much, thought I'd cracked a rib,
Oh yeah, yeah,
and I just could not. I would just go into coughing fits, and finally I couldn't take it anymore.
that is terrible.
But I really thought I'd go in, they give me a shot in the ass, and that'd be the end of it.
Well, if you hadn't let it go for so
But
long, that's probably what they'd have done.
when they rushed me into a room, I thought, wait a minute.
Put you in an oxygen tent and
So it was quite the experience.
yeah, well, I don't know, Grumpus. I think the one you just recently had was a little more
Yeah, yeah,
exciting.
that was quite the adventure. So I've checked that off my bucket list. I don't need to do that
You don't
anymore.
want to do that again. That's
No.
right. That's like my biggest fear. I don't want to. God, I wouldn't want to go through that. Of course, I guess it's all right being on the other side of it.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, it's a whole lot easier to talk about than to go through it.
Right. Um, are you still going to your heart rehab?
Cardiac rehab.
Yeah.
Yep. 3 days a week.
Oh wow. Okay.
They signed me up for 36 weeks.
36. Wait a
Yeah,
minute.
that's nine.
How long was that?
I'm sorry. 36 appointments.
Visits.
Yeah,
Okay.
36 visits. So that's what, 9 weeks.
About that. Yeah. Yeah.
But they say I'm doing good. I mean, they say I'm there for 50 minutes.
Okay.
So I'm on a machine. They got me all wired up and
Right.
are monitoring all that stuff. So they take my vitals when I get there,
Yeah.
and then while I'm still on the machine exercising, they take my vitals again,
Yeah.
and then they take them when I'm done.
Okay.
And I mean, I was on the machine huffing and puffing. Uh, well, it was last Wednesday, and my blood pressure was like 127 over 70 or something like that. And,
Oh, that's all right.
and she said, "How you doing?" I said, "Well, it's kind of tough, but I don't feel winded."
Right.
She said, "Well, you're where you need to be." So,
Good. So now they can start training you for this MS-a-thon.
well, that's what got me to thinking. I've got nothing to do for the 50 minutes I'm sitting there doing
Right.
my thing. I thought, if I can do this, I bet I can ride a bike to Austin.
I bet you could. How is it a 1-day trip or is it
It's 2 days.
2 days?
Yeah, we'll leave Houston in on a Saturday morning, and
Right.
we go to uh, Lagrange.
Okay.
Spend the night in Lagrange, and then we'd ride on into Austin. Now they call it the MS 150, but it's like 180 some miles.
Ouch. So you do 90 miles. No, 60. No, 90.
90 miles a day.
90 miles a day. Oh, good grief.
I
So what
put the
happens if
last
you
the
lag
last
behind
time
everybody?
the last time I went, I got one of those pedometers. It's supposed to measure your steps,
Yeah.
and I clipped it on my tennis shoe,
Okay.
and it would register every time I pedaled up and down,
Right.
and it was almost 60,000 pedals
Holy
when I got to
Toledo.
Austin.
That's insane.
I thought it'd be kind of cool to see how many times my leg went up and down.
Um,
I'm sorry. What was your question again? I'm sorry.
I don't even know. I have no idea. I'm getting senile too, by the way. Nip-
Yeah.
Oh. My question is, what happens if you start lagging behind the rest of the group? You just don't get as much sleep?
Oh, Charlotte. Oh, yeah, yeah. Everybody's at their own pace. I mean, there'd be 50,000 bikers,
Oh wow.
so
And so what do you
They let them loose in like four groups in the morning, so everybody's not on top of each other.
Oh, okay.
But you get 2-3 hours into it. You're kind of straight, kind of like kind of like a race, an
Right.
auto race. They kind of get strung out, and there's stops along the way where you can hit the restroom or pick up some oranges or something to drink,
Right.
and
So
that
does
gives you a little
everybody
bit of a
stop and have
break.
lunch or how does that work?
I have lunch in Belleville, so
Okay.
that's 2-3 hours out.
Yeah.
So,
Well, where do you sleep? In a tent?
well, if you're lucky enough, I mean, yeah, you're going to take a tent, sleeping bag, or something like that. Now, if you're lucky enough to get a corporate sponsor, they usually have a huge tent, food set up, and all that kind of stuff. So last time I went twice when I worked at Pennzoil, and I went twice when I worked at Shell.
Okay.
So they had a big tent set up.
Sure.
I mean, you can get food there. You can buy food, but But like Shell, Pennzoil, all that kind of stuff, they set up their tents. They got barbecue. They've got caterers coming in.
Ooh, nice.
At least
Nice.
you can sleep. I mean, you still sleep on the ground. You bring your sleeping bag and all that, but it's not that bad. You're so keyed up from the day. I mean, you're wore out. You fall asleep pretty fast. But I hardly ever slept because I was so wound up to get going the next day.
Right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Do we mess
Um,
you up?
no, I did. 9, 10.
Well, I hear you, Quentin. I mean that whole diaper ride. That just all depends.
Yeah. Jesus. Dang. Dang, 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 dang. 1, 2, 3. Skip. All right. All
All right,
right.
folks, we got 10 minutes.
All right. Awesome. Um, I don't think I have 10 minutes of stuff to talk about. Do you?
Well, I mean, go in your prayers, Ricardo. I don't know who that is, Quentin. Oh, yes, I do. Yes, I do. Is he? Did he take a turn for the worse? I
Oh,
haven't. I mean, he kind of went incognito there for a while, and I got out of the routine. Uh, what's the word, Quentin? I believe that's Rick's Barbecue and Specialties.
mm.
He was going through a pretty rough patch. I think he got cancer.
Oh no. That's unfortunate. Have you heard anything about Tom's friend Mike?
No, I have not. You're talking about uh, the dude?
No, the other one, the one he used to do live streams with.
Oh, yeah. No, I haven't had his name mentioned in a while.
He was such a nice gentleman. Um,
Well, he ended up. I think he ended up with two grandkids that he's raising.
oh, good
So,
grief.
and they're little. They're small.
Nope.
Okay, Quentin. Yeah, I knew he was undergoing treatment. I mean, last time I
Well, I
saw
sure,
him, he'd lost a lot of weight.
well, I sure hope the best for him.
I hope he bounces through this thing.
Yeah. Um, that is something that terrifies me is the thought of having to raise grandchildren.
Well, that's
I'm not doing that. I can't.
I think this was the situation to where the kids had nowhere to go,
Right, and I get that. I get that.
and I mean, my hat's off to him.
Yes, me too.
I
Me
don't know
too.
the family situation or anything like that, but it's one of them things.
Y-
The kids didn't ask for the mess that
That's
they
right.
were in the middle of, and he's doing what he can.
I told my daughter today we were discussing something like this, and I said, "Look, you're the one, girl." I said, "If any of these siblings of yours have babies they can't take care of, or they something terrible happens to them, you're the one.
Yep,
You're getting all the kids, not me.
Dag, you're it.
Tag, you're it." That's right. Well, and the thing about her is, why is it that the people who you believe would make the most wonderful parents end up not having children? Like you,
Well,
Bill.
I mean,
You you
I
would have
didn't
made
have
a
kids.
wonderful
I didn't
parent.
have kids by choice. Now, for years, I kind of defended myself
Right.
because people start thinking, well, it's sad they can't have children, and blah blah blah. I'd always let them know, look, I'm not having kids by choice.
Right.
You know, I we've been tested. We've been to the doctors. We're fully capable of doing it if we want to. I said, but
Right.
And they say, well, I don't understand why. I says, I can explain it to you real easy. I'm not ready to share my toys.
That
And
sounds like my daughter.
until I'm ready to share my toys, I I, I want to buy cameras and hard drives. I don't want to buy school books and shoes.
Mhm.
If that's
Mhm.
being selfish, that's fine. But
And you have every right to
I
be.
don't want to have kids and resent them.
Right. Well, and you wouldn't, but
I don't
still.
feel like I've missed anything. I am a fantastic uncle.
Yeah.
I love being an uncle.
Well,
You
and
know,
Rachel loves being Auntie.
when the
Well,
kids were
but they
little,
call her TT.
I'd be down in the floor playing with them and messing with them, and everybody always wanted to go to Uncle Bill's, and
Yeah.
so we're at the point now to where I don't have to explain nothing, but
Right. Well, and
I
it
don't.
just seems like the people that would be the best parents in the world just either don't have kids or can't.
Yeah.
And it's sometimes I wonder why that is because God knows I should have never had any kids till I was 40. I was a terrible parent well, not terrible, but I just didn't know what I was doing and life was just too chaotic
Yeah.
due to my own stupidity. But so I was one of those people that you would have looked at and said, "She don't need no more kids. Why the heck does she have one?" You know.
I mean, to me, one was too many.
Now, I will say when Violet and Murphy came along, I was in a much better situation, and I am a much better parent to them than I ever was their 5 siblings. But I just find that interesting.
Well, I mean, it's. I'm sure it's self. Some people say it's selfish on my part, but
Oh,
I I told my mom once. I said, I think enough of my unborn child not to have it.
mhm. Well, here's another thing. You can be as selfish as you want to be. I wished I'd have known enough to be that selfish and thoughtful of my unborn children.
Well, I mean, I was the oldest of 5 kids.
Oh,
Okay, we had what we needed, but we
and you
weren't
had plenty
rich.
of kids to
We
help
weren't
take care of
rich, and there was a lot of wants that
that. Mm-hmm.
we couldn't do. And I always said, once I leave home, I'm gonna get me a good job, and I'm gonna buy the stuff I want.
Mm-hmm. 3 minutes.
And that hasn't stopped. That hasn't even slowed down.
Right.
But I'll get something. My neighbors say, "Well, how can you afford that?" And I said, "I'm spending my kids' college fund."
Mm-hmm.
They,
Mm-hmm.
well, you ain't got no kids. I said, "Exactly."
Marcel.
Hey, Marcel, we're fixing to leave here in about 2 minutes.
Yeah. EB Mux is gonna cut us off. Well, Grumpus, thanks for having me up. I'm gonna go ahead and get off of here.
Well, I appreciate everybody stopping by. Charlotte, I'm glad you jumped up.
Yeah, me too.
I couldn't do it
Thanks
on my
everybody in
own.
the chat. Yes, you could.
But everybody in the chat, I appreciate you. You could have done anything tonight, but waste your time here, and I'm glad you stayed. So I'm going to shut this thing down real quick, and I guess we'll see you next week.
Yeah, I'll be here next week.
All righty, we'll see y'all.
Bye-bye.
Ladies and gentlemen, Elvis has left the building.